Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. This is where I take an actor or director and follow their career path down the line until their recent film. Diving into Steven Spielberg's career, we're going to be talking about The Color Purple. I am on the 10th film of Steven Spielberg's career, and technically 8th from his theatrical debut, and this is where I think things are going to get a little serious for a short time, at least from this one to another one. And coming from him, we've had epic blockbusters of sharks, adventures, finding lost relics, but now we come to a woman named Celie coming into her own after an abusive circumstance regarding domestic violence, incest, and sexism, only to be stuck in those same elements for the better part of a decade from a lover nicknamed Mister, who never wanted her. And that's the plot of this film. There is essentially more. There is definitely a lot more than just Celie and her story being told. But the big chunk of the plot is about her and what she witnesses. And Celie, for the first act, has a sister that she is inseparable to, Nettie. And their relationship grows in the beginning of the film, and Nettie teaches Celie to read and write. Thusly, if they ever got separated, they'd always write each other. So, when the inevitable happens, Celie is separated from Nettie, and 7 years later, you can see how that separation affected Celie in probably the worst way. She's an oppressed adult who allows Mister's continued abuse, and throughout the rest of the story, we meet various different characters that are either related to Mister, who have story arcs of their own, and ones that Celie witnesses, and all the elements come together telling this powerful story. Wow. This was a well-made, poignant, and powerful film. Of course, telling you this so vaguely, with not much else going on, can only sound pretentious and just excitement out of mere enthusiasm to celebrate a director's work. This is not usually the kind of film that I go for. In fact, it's a pure drama, whereas I go for drama that's normally under the guise of something else, like fantasy or action. So this is definitely different for me, but it's a coming-of-age story set at 1909 and tells this tale of the span of a couple of decades. And these are the kind of stories I like, told over a period of time. To me, they are literally the best kind of stories. A lot of appearances in this film actually surprised me as I saw not only Whoopi Goldberg, to which I watched the film knowing that she was in it about 10 minutes beforehand. I was also just completely surprised that Danny Glover was in it, and that was just a nice added bonus. The rest of the appearances in this film absolutely floored me, knowing that none other than Oprah Winfrey and Lawrence Fishburne showed up. And I'm pretty sure, you can recognize potential, no doubt about it, but Steven Spielberg probably didn't even realize, or probably was beginning to know, that he had a powerhouse of actors and actresses at his command. Now, knowing this film is a film that's based off of a book, I can't actually tell you how the book was or from how page to screen held up. What I can tell you is that this is a movie that had a hefty message, and it was a very hard movie to get through in some regards. And much like my experience with 1941, I had to take it in small doses so I can think about what I had watched. Throughout the time, I was engrossed, captivated, and emotionally compromised several times, as powerful scenes conveyed gut-wrenching, punch-to-the-stomach emotionality. One scene that emotionally compromised me just straight out of the beginning was the separation of the sisters. Jesus, that was a tough one to watch. All the elements in the film reach to a certain point where you're not sure where any of this is going. You know that it's not just about Celie and what happens to her, but also the people around her. So when they go through the hardships of their own, it all comes together by the end where you see where had that not one person or character, should I say, or element been in this movie, none of this would have happened. And that kind of goes for in good or bad respects. By the time I got to the ending of this film, I couldn't help it. I broke down in tears again. And for that, I loved The Color Purple and own it on DVD. Usually I feel like it's kind of a dead giveaway. When you see it right here, you're just kind of like, oh, well, he owned it, so he must have liked it. So I guess I'll reveal it at the end. Alright, so have you seen The Color Purple? If you did, what did you think about it? If you have not, tell me what you're anticipating after me telling you this review. Let me know in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, please like and share this. Spread the word. That would be fantastic. Please subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. With all that said, I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.